I was hired by the Huntley-Brinkley Report, and they had a category that we at CBS do not have called field producer. And it's kind of your beginning producing job. And I was sent to London to do that, and I worked in London for a year. And it wasn't a great news year in Europe. Vietnam was raging, and there was very little, there were very few stories that weren't Northern Ireland. And that was really it. Northern Ireland, that was the only real story that came out of the London Bureau, and I was not assigned to it. So I did very little work, and I felt I was getting on and needed to get my teeth into something. And a man, the president then of NBC News, Richard Wald, said to me, you know, you're not going to start at the top. And if you want to be a reporter, you have to go out there somewhere. Go to work for a wire service, go to a newspaper, or go to a local station. And I went through those rounds again. I'm from Boston. I went back to Boston. I applied at the Globe. And once again, it was only a television station that hired me. So that's when I went to work for the CBS affiliate, Channel 5 in Boston.
Were you on camera then?
No, they hired me as a producer. And I worked on a show that was patterned after 60 Minutes. It was called The Week Ends Here, and I was a producer on it. This was still pre-affirmative action, so again, there were not many women, certainly not many women reporters. I think we had one, Rose Marie Van Camp, at that station. But there were a couple of women producers working on the show with me. I was not the only one.
At that point, did you want to be a reporter? Did you want to be on it?
You know, I didn't think about that yet. I came to want that quickly, but no, I was loving what I was doing. And I was really still a junior producer and very much learning how to edit and get a piece on the air, because my experience in London was about as deep as a piece of paper, so I was really still learning and loving it. Well, I was learning how to write, really, which I always thought was my weakness. Writing for television has to be very clean and very tight, and I think that was one thing. I wrote all the stories, but then I'd have to go find a reporter to narrate for my writing. So that's what I learned. I learned about shooting, going out with a camera crew and shooting stories. I learned a lot. It was a big, important year for me. I became a reporter there. I then, after about a year, felt, well, I'm doing all the work, why can't I narrate this myself? And went in and began to push for that. And finally, the news director said, okay, I'll give her a shot. And he put me on camera.